How the hell are you? Sorry, I already started the show 3 minutes ago, right on time. I realized I forgot to hit go. You really got to hit go live before you go live. Really helps a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, I had this super funny video all lined up. It was this dude, NHL coach, absolutely going off. It was F word, F word, F word this, F word that. And I came on, I was like, I played the video and then I did the bus little thingy there. And then I was like, I went live and I was like, that's a man after my own heart right there. Sarge might not be too happy with that fella, but I sure hell loved him. Anyways, it turns out I looked up and I'm like, you stupid idiot. You haven't even gone live yet. Listen, that's what happens when you're alone and you didn't get 0.0 sleep last night because well, I'll tell you why in a minute. Like, stand by. It's the whole kidney stones pill concoction, 5 liters of water per day. And I'm getting flushed out. It's what it is. Anyways, and through day and night. So I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm a little foggy. I worked like 13 hours already today, and I'm fucking tired. Okay, so stop it. Sorry, Sarge, if you tuned in right off the bat for dropping an F-bomb. But listen, it's Bondzee Live, Trippin With Bondzee on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. It's episode 233, believe it or not. We have been at this nonsense for almost 3 years. We're coming up, I think the 3-year anniversary is 4 days after St. Patrick's Day. It's the 2020, whatever it is, 21st, 22nd. Anyways, look, it's been amazing. Please go check out the show, subscribe to it. It's on all the social media stuff. Like I said, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. I disappeared from there a while ago, but listen, still go follow. Why the hell wouldn't you? Listen, let's get right to it. We got some amazing guests tonight. The special guest is, let me clear this so you can see my pretty little face. Look how tanned I am. Look how fresh I look. I'm feeling pretty good. Well, that's what happens when you drink 5 liters of water a day and no alcohol. Anyway, special guest tonight is Paul Sexsmith. He's a lead singer for a Tragically Hip cover band in BC called the Hip Replacements. Absolutely love this guy. Had the pleasure meeting him here last year in Nicaragua. And the guy's amazing. He'll blow your mind. Ty Beauchamp joined. Thanks for watching, bro. He says, I worked 0 hours, slept for 1. Listen, I want to slap you sideways. And not like the old days when I chased you down the street outside Parlor Bar for about 4 blocks until my fat ass couldn't chase you anymore. But listen, who am I to sit here and diss on you for, you broke your ankle now, bro? Oh, collarbone. Sorry. I'm flying on the fly here. I thought I saw a broken ankle and collarbone. Yeah, I heard you got a broken collarbone. That sucks. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. Okay, besides Paul Sexsmith from the Hip Replacements, great hip cover band out of BC, we've also got a couple of amazing girls who started an air rescue boat initiative for Georgian Bay, I'm guessing about 2 years ago, and I'll actually ask them when they come on. But listen, what these 2 girls are up to puts us to shame. How much money have you raised in the past year, 2 years, or whatever for any given cause? Anyways, we'll find out what these girls are up to. You're going to be blown away. Listen, I'm completely enamored by them, and I really am looking forward to talking to them, and you guys will be blown away by what they have to say as well, because listen, there's been too many senseless deaths on Georgian Bay. Summer, winter, it doesn't matter. What they're doing will save lives guaranteed. So I'm really stoked to talk to them. All right, sponsors. The show wouldn't be what it is without these guys. I absolutely love them to death. They've been my longest sponsor forever. You got to go to Shakespeare's Fine Dining in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, folks. They've been around 50 years. It simply is the best food you will ever have. Now, let's not kid a kidder, okay? We've all had awesome, amazing meals, but when you go to Shakespeare's Fine Dining, it is above and beyond. It's not only about the food, folks. It's about the service. And they really do have the most amazing service. The son and daughter of the father who's been running this place still in the kitchen. And I think he's 118 years old right now, but he's still going and he does absolutely amazing. please make a reservation because the best of the best go here from Toronto. When the movie stars come in, hockey players come in, they all go there. And listen, the proof's in the pudding. All the pictures are on the wall. Please make a reservation. It's 905-528-0689. Check them out online too, www.shakespeares.ca. Or if you don't want to go out, if you're one of these weirdos still like Howard Stern, who still refuses to leave his house because of COVID, you can get curbside delivery. Just go to shakecurbside@gmail.com, order whatever the hell you want, and they'll bring it right to your goddamn door. It's the best food you'll ever have. All right, the show is also brought to you by my boy, my guy, Brad Bond. His clothing company is called Don't Trip You're Fine. Go to www.don'ttripyourfine.ca. The kid has got amazing wares. Not only is he an amazing magician or an amazing musician, which we'll get to in a second, but he also started this clothing line. The kid just doesn't stop grinding. I'm up to 4 hoodies that I bought, all different colors that I showed here. And every time I go to a party or somebody's house or a guest house that has me over, they're like, yeah, I don't really want much, but can you leave me that hoodie? Because it's badass. Anyways, you can have one of those too. You can get toques. You can get t-shirts. Just go to www.don'ttripyourfine.ca. That's my boy. All right. We have some great guests coming up over the next little bit as well, besides who we got coming up. Tomorrow, I'm going to sit down at his restaurant here in San Juan del Sur. It's a beautiful fine dining steak restaurant. It's not only a restaurant; it's an amazing bar. It's a little hotel casita, if you will. Amazing pool, amazing bar, amazing staff, amazing food. Dude, when I went there, that was where that picture came from the other night when I was all excited because they were burning the torch in the blue crust on top of my steak. Can't wait to talk to him. We're going to sit down and have a great conversation. Also, Wednesday, we've got Trusty Truster, who directed my son's video. Well, let's give it a little teaser right now. This is what they did. I'm going to have on. I'm just going to show you a little bit, but we're going to have Brad, my son, and Trusty Truster, who directed this video, on coming up shortly on Wednesday. You guys will absolutely love this. This is pretty dope. I'm going to tickle your ass with a feather because this is what you're in store for, folks. Watch this. That's all you get. That's all you got. Hold on. I got to pause it because you guys are getting too much already. All right. We're going to play the whole video on Wednesday. We're going to have Trusty Truster, who, he's been on here a million times. I love that guy to death. And I'm really looking forward to having them on and talking about his brand new video he just dropped. Listen, speaking of my son, Brad, I'd be remiss if I didn't give him a huge shout out. It's not like it's a 17th or 18th birthday. It doesn't really mean much. But listen, tonight, he's 20. Only tonight, folks, he's 21. No, today, he turned 21. This kid has come an absolute long way. He's been with me here in Nicaragua for 3 weeks one time, and he absolutely loved it here. That's Nicaragua. This is also Nicaragua. We had the best time here. That's on Ometepe Island, where I took him to climb a waterfall, up to a waterfall on the island. And we actually got lost for a little bit on the way down, and I've never seen a kid be more panicked in my entire life. He's like, Dad, it's getting dark. You missed a turn. I thought you knew where you're going. It's all good, son. Listen, we made it back. I'm still here, aren't we? So anyways, the kid actually got to drive my bus too. We were in Las Vegas. You can see the hotels in the background. We found this absolutely massive empty parking lot, and I let him drive my 45-foot Prevost tour bus. And this shot's from Arizona. We just had the best time together. Listen, we're going to play the full video, Ghost in My Room. Happy birthday to my boy. I love you so much. And I hope you're having the best day. I can't wait to see you when I get back from Nicaragua, and we're going to celebrate for sure. All right. Also, don't forget, we got Guillaume Brodeur coming up, former star of the hit show Yukon Gold. That show was massive. Guillaume can't go anywhere in San Juan del Sur, anywhere around, without getting inundated with autographs, photos. You're the guy. You're the guy. You're the guy from Yukon Gold. Wow, wow, wow. Anyways, super awesome. I can't wait to have all those guys on my show. We're kicking it. It's just me solo now. The show always starts on time now, by the way, ever since I got rid of my producer, which is awesome. My boy, listen, dude, Sean Cotton, I miss you. Arizona, missing the Bonds. Listen, Bonds misses Arizona more than Arizona misses the Bonds, and that's true story right there. My friend Naomi, God, I love you so much. My heart just like, I love you to death. And she says, happy birthday, Brad. She's amazing. Sharelle, who is going to join us coming up shortly. She says, yeah, Brad, love them. And they're related, so she sort of has to say that. Also, Lisa Holgate joined in. I watched it, and it's so great. Yeah, the video is awesome, folks. You can already go check it out. And my boy here, Stone, I really still trying to figure you out, bro, because you don't like blue cheese on steak. You says it's nasty. I sound like I'm from the hood. Sorry. Listen, I'm talking fast. I'm not even drunk because I can't drink right now. I'm on this crazy pill concoction. This is just Bondzee shot out of a cannon to be excited because I really am excited for the show tonight. We already got our musician clicked in on in the green room. He's standing by. Can't wait for him he's going to play us a couple tunes. We're going to talk music. But listen, we're on day 5 of the kidney stone regimen. Now, maybe some people are watching right now and they're like, what the hell are you talking about, Bondzee? So I came down here to Nicaragua. I'm trying to get into flight school back home in Canada. And right before I came here, I massively failed my aviation medical simply because my history of kidney stones. So what they said was the doctor who did the aviation medical, he's like, if you could prove to me your kidneys are empty, and if your story holds true that you haven't had a kidney stone in 6 years, you'll be good to go. And you'll pretty much be passed and off you go. So I come down here, I get my kidney scanned in Nicaragua, and it turns out I have 3 kidney stones. So I reach out to my buddy, my best friend here, Leandro. He's lived here his whole life. His dad's an eye surgeon in Managua. He knows the best urologist. So he gave me his number. Hi, Dr. Urologist. How can you help me and really quickly to get rid of 3 kidney stones in both of my kidneys? He's like, buddy, I got you. Send me $60 and I will give you the ticket to freedom so that you can pass your aviation medical. So I'm like, perfect. Send him $60. He sends me the pills I got to take and the instructions. And so we're on day 5 of pill concoction. 5 liters of water a day and copious amounts of limes, oranges, lemons, anything acidic. We're pouring into old Bonzarelli's body right now, and we'll see how it goes. Like I said, we're on day 5. We got 2 more days to go, and then I go to the doctor again on next Monday, to have my kidney scanned. If they are free and clear, my ass is coming home sooner than later, simply because I really want to get my medical clearance and go to goddamn flight school. That's it. That's all. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what happens. I can tell you one thing. Not only do I feel fresher from all the water, 5 liters of water a day is the most amount of liquid I've ever poured into this goddamn body in my entire life. But also, I think my butthole got a little jealous because of the amount that was action. I was holding my penis so much and peeing so much every 40 minutes. My bunghole was like, well, I wanted to. I never got a goddamn ounce of sleep the past 2 nights because I've been up all night cleansing out the backside too, not only the front side. So let me tell you, if this works, I am going to make a mint off selling you motherfuckers this protocol. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Monday all goes well. Fingers crossed. And that's it. That's all. Oh, I talked to Sarge today. I told her, Mom, she's always so worried. Gregory Scott, how's the procedure going with the pills and the copious amounts of water you have to drink? I said, oh, thanks, Mom, for asking. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Can't stop liquid pissing out of each one of my orifices in the front and backside. Other than that, it's going good. Oh, Gregory Scott, I'm so happy for you. I really hope it all works out. I said, I know, Mom, me too. I really do. And then she said, Gregory Scott, are you taking good care of yourself with the sunscreen? And I know it's very hot down there and the sun can really affect your bald head. I was like, yeah, Mom, I know I have a bald head and I'm pretty used to taking care of it by now, especially after the nonsense I went through without putting sunscreen on me fishing trip. Anyway, she's like, oh, good, Gregory. Oh, and by the way, you've got your EpiPens, right? In case you get stung by one of them nasty wasps. I said, Mom, you probably won't like to hear this, but I forgot them at home. Gregory Scott, what do you mean? I'm so worried about you. I said, Mom, it's okay. Don't worry. I got this. I said, I went to the pharmacy in Nicaragua and I picked up one of their EpiPens. Oh, good. So you can just jab it in you and it's like good to go. Not quite, Mom. I said, you have to actually break open a glass vial, take the needle they give you. Gregory, you're carrying around needles? Yeah, Mom, I'm carrying around needles so I can survive if I get stung by a wasp. Well, Gregory, you better be careful with them needles because what if they just jab you out of the blue? Mom, they're not going to jab me out of the blue. I promise. Everything's going to be okay. Settle down. All right? Gregory Scott, I'm just worried. I said, Mom, don't worry. Don't worry. I got this. So I said, all I have to do is break open the vial if I get stung, stick the needle in, just like, never. I was just joking. I joke. And I said, I'll jab the serum in me and I'll be fine. Gregory Scott, why'd you got to worry me so? I'm 75. Sorry to say your age, Mom. I'm 75 years old and I don't want to lose you before I exit this planet. Mom, fuck. I didn't say fuck sakes because Sarge would be really upset with me if I said that. But she's like, Gregory Scott, that's enough. I'm so worried. Oh, look who's watching, folks, by the way. I know it says my dad's name, but it's Sarge. They share a Facebook, and she says, don't believe a word he said. That's bollocks right there, because she said exactly verbatim what I just told you in her voice and my voice. Gregory Scott, why'd you got to tell such nonsense on your show? I wish you wouldn't embarrass me so. Mom, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm just telling the truth to the people that want to know what the hell's going on. All right, Gregory Scott, I hope you're all right. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Mom, I can't wait to see you again soon either. I love you. Okay, bye. That's how that phone call went today. Good Lord. She is going to slap me sideways when I get home. All right, listen, I'm already 20 minutes in. I have rambled that long. I'm going to forego the whole Jackson Mahomes shit I got to talk about, everything else, because I got both guests in the green room, and we got to get right to this because time's short, because I promised old Bondzarelli and you folks that I would not do a show over an hour. So let's get to it. I am excited to talk to my first guest here. I know they're both freaking out right now. Sharelle is absolutely losing her mind. But listen, please welcome Sharelle McArthur and Christina Horton, two girls who you should be really proud of, and I'm really proud of you guys too. Welcome to Trippin with Bondzee. How's it going? Oh, settle down. I can't hear you right now. I thought we already did a test earlier. What's going on? Sharelle, let me test. I'll check my settings. I'm all good. Let me check. I'm on MacBook speakers. You guys are Sharelle, can you bounce in and bounce back out and see what happens? And try it again and check your settings in that settings portal like we talked about earlier. And I think everything should be cool. All right. While we're waiting for Sharelle, I should be back in a second. Listen, what these two girls are up to, and I'm really excited to talk to them. I hope they can figure it out. We'll get them back here in 1 second. How we doing now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us now?
Yes, there we go. I'm so proud of you girls. Welcome to the show. It's Trippin with Bondzee. You're live for the first time, and I know you're nervous, but listen, deep breaths. Do you want to start with me? Let's do a couple of yoga breaths before we start. Ready? In through the mouth. Hold it. Out through the mouth and nose. One more. Ready? In. Hold it. Out. There we go. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Greg.
Can we do funny voices too?
Hello, Gregory. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh,
This is
Sarge is going to
Christina.
be, well, at least you didn't swear, so you're not going to get in trouble. But that's a pretty good Sarge impression, by the way. I got to give you kudos for that for sure.
Well, I've been
Listen,
listening to you do it for a long time.
yes, you have. Well, listen, Sharelle, we'll get right into it. So you and I go way back. You used to babysit my kids way back in the day. Not only because you sort of had to because you were related to them, but we won't really go there because we don't talk about it and stuff anymore. But listen, you're a big girl now. You're all grown up. You're married to a wicked awesome dude named Andrew. You live on Georgian Bay, and you brought your friend along, Christina. And Christina, I have to apologize to you right off the bat because I called you Christine on my live promo today, and that's just unacceptable. So I'm sorry. I am sorry.
That happens never.
Listen, so how long have you both lived in the Georgian Bay area?
So I was from a small town called Bellwood, and then I moved up in 2004 to Victoria Harbor.
Oh, I love that town. 2004 is a minute ago, and I don't know. I'm not familiar with the town you came from, but I'm going to assume it's an upgrade moving to Victoria Harbor because it's on Georgian Bay, and who wouldn't want to live on Georgian Bay, right?
Right?
The only thing is with Georgian
so
Bay, which is such a beautiful piece of water, right? And I know, Sharelle, I won't give away where you live because you're a bit of a big deal and you're in the industry, and I don't want people stalking you and stuff. But you and your husband found a beautiful piece of land right on Georgian Bay. And listen, it can be loads of fun in the summer, the winter, all 4 seasons, and it's so beautiful. But
yeah,
it can also be extremely dangerous if people go up there and they don't know the proper precautions and don't know what the hell they're doing whilst they're up there, right?
absolutely. Like where we live, the weather and the ice, the water, it changes quickly.
It can change.
You may think you know,
quickly.
but then as soon as you get around the corner, it's just a whole nother animal.
Yeah,
So.
it really, and not only that, it can change super quickly too, which can ruin the best of boaters and snowmobilers for that matter. So speaking of snowmobilers, let's get right into it. You guys started this this initiative on Georgian Bay called the Georgian Bay Airboat, Southern Georgian Bay, if I may correct myself, Airboat Rescue Initiative. Explain to me how this came about. And before you answer, I know it might not be easy. It's a tough subject that you guys have dealt with some crazy shit with this. But please take your time, relax, and just tell me how and why this started.
Well, so as Greg mentioned, I live on Georgian Bay, and in the wintertime, when you hear snowmobiles, you get terrified. You're always scared of unfortunate situations happening. And unfortunately, there was a situation where there was a rescue, and so people went through the ice, and my friend Chrissy was a witness, and basically our worlds collided pretty quickly. That I knew the people that had went through the ice, and Chrissy and her husband were out with the responders assisting with the rescue. And
So that happened on January 17th, 2021, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Can you please, and I know it's tough, and I appreciate you being so honest and stuff, but can you walk me through what happened and share this awful story and what will lead into why you started what you did?
So unfortunately, I was the one that activated 911. So I was first on scene. So I heard the hollers for help. That night, the environment was totally against us. You couldn't see, like it was windy, it was blowing, and so all you could hear is voices on the water. And like everybody knows, that voices do travel on the water. So it was extremely hard to locate where their exact location was. And the first responders, they got there extremely fast. The firefighters were ready to go. And what brought us to our initiative is that, unfortunately, at this point, we don't have the resources to cover a big body of water. They have an RDC, which is a blow up craft, and that's what is good. It's good for, a few 100 feet offshore.
Sure, if you're close to shore and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And so unfortunately, we have a big body of water. And so we, that night, I was texting with Sharelle, and her and I both are kind of the people that are like, how can we make a difference? How can we change this situation from not happening, or allowing the firefighters then to, have the right equipment to be able to do their job effectively, efficiently, and to show the skills that they do have.
Yeah, so to cut to the skinny and short of it, you both lost two very important people that night. I believe it was a father and son that went through the ice, and we lost them both, which is horrible. And it's not only them. There's been so many. I mean, Georgian Bay is, like I said, a beautiful piece of water, but it can also be super dangerous in the winter if you don't follow the guidelines and rules. And I'm not saying your friends didn't, but it can just creep up on you. The weather can change so quick. You can get disoriented. You can't see. And then the firefighters and everything that try to help can't get out far enough to be able to, without helping without themselves being put in the worst amount of danger. So this tragedy happens. So what happens next? You two meet, or these were mutual friends of yours, and you start this initiative. How does that all come about?
I unfortunately didn't know them.
Okay.
So to me that night they
But you
were
were just
voices
there,
of the water.
you happened to be around the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew then. So Donnie, who I went through the ice with his father, he attended my youth program as when he was in public school, and so that's how I knew him. So I knew of his friends. I hadn't seen him in many years, and so that's how I knew them. I knew of the family. And then basically that night we just kind of stayed up in shock. Chrissy was in shock. I was in shock that I knew the person who passed away. We had also found out that another gentleman had went through the ice in Midland. So in the same day, like literally it was like what, an hour and a half apart, two separate incidents. Another gentleman went through the ice and he lost his life as well. So yeah, so to answer your question, we stayed up all night. We were just in shock, and we're just like, oh my goodness, what can we do? Like, we never really knew what the procedure looked like. I was so afraid of when that situation happened. And then when Chrissy was telling me like what happened, what equipment they had and the procedures, we were in shock. We couldn't believe that it was a blow up, rapidly deployed craft, and that it wasn't a motorized vehicle to get out onto the ice, because that's what I would have assumed.
Right. And so I don't have the picture, but to explain to people, the police, the firefighters who can go out there and rescue them, they literally can get out so far where the ice is thick. And then when it becomes unstable for them, they have this blow up raft where the two of them are literally like a Fred Flintstone car, for a lack of a better term. That's what it would be in the water. They're paddling with their feet and their arms over the side of this little raft to get out and try and save these people who are floating and rapidly dying of hypothermia. And it's a crazy, scary situation. So I really am sorry for your losses, and I know it devastated the both of you, and it impacted both of you really hard. So you have this conversation and you're sitting there. I got to ask, first of all, I'm shocked. So you both must be. How come there hasn't been something in place? Because this is not like, this hasn't happened since 2020 or 2019 or whatever year it was. This has been going on a long time, forever on Georgian Bay. It's a nasty piece of water in the wintertime if the temperatures and the ice isn't right. So we're still not at the proper procedures and to help people out there, which is scary, isn't it?
Well, the firefighters are trained to do ice and water rescue. Like they have the skills and the tools that they have. And so Sharelle and I just started and wanted something that was easier and more efficient and faster for them to get out.
So how long did it take for both of you to sort of put heads together and go, listen, we're sick and tired of this. And Sharelle, they were closer to you, and the son was definitely a good friend of yours. You put your heads together and you're like, we got to change this. How long did it take? Was it a week, a month, or a year before you
I think it was
collaborated
like 3 days.
and put this initiative together? Days.
Yeah, it was days.
It was like that night. It was that night that we like said, okay, we need to do something. And we started off and we got the right channels to talk to our fire chief. And we started from there.
So that's the first person you went to, is the fire chief of your town. Did it escalate quickly, or did it take some time to sort of gain some traction and get people listening to what the fuck is going on out there and all these people dying all the time?
It actually went pretty quick. Like,
We got no time for waiting.
we contacted Chief Amer, and we said, what is it that you guys need? Like, we know there's something. We asked him, and he's like, well, we'd like to have this, we'd like to have that, but just the excuses. And then what it all came down to was money.
Yeah.
And money isn't no thing, right? Like,
No.
that sounds so good.
Makes the world go round.
But money isn't no thing, right?
They like it every day.
We will figure it out. He knew exactly what he wanted. He had already done the research. What was holding them back from achieving what they needed was funds. So we said to him, we'll do this.
And I think people to drive it too, like to drive this initiative.
Yeah.
And because it's always been a problem. It's always been brought up that we need something, but it feels like it just kind of kept getting pushed to the wayside. And then when another accident or incident would happen, as a community, we feel bad and we feel remorse and sympathy for the people that happened. But I think it's just in people's mentality is they figured we already had something.
Yeah. So walk me through the past couple of years real quick, and the struggles you girls have had. I know it didn't fall on deaf ears right away, and you got some people's attention. How did you two start making money right away? Because listen, at the end of the day, and we'll talk about this later, but I got to drop the amount already because this is pretty special and something that you two should be so massively proud of. You two have already raised $180,000 towards the airboat that you guys are trying to buy. It looks something like this, right, Sharelle? You sent me this picture, and this is what you guys are trying to buy. And listen, this airboat right here can cover a sick amount of area in a really quick amount of time and can save lives, like just like that. So how's the past couple of years been, and walk me through what's been going on?
Well, it wasn't easy, that's for sure. And not to mention, we started when the world was in a hiatus, and so that was a struggle in itself. And the craft that we wanted at the very beginning, it was coming out of Saskatchewan, but it was a Russian manufactured craft.
Yeah, and I
And when
don't
we
mean to
started,
laugh. I'm sorry, but we all know where we're at with Russia now. So that sort of between pandemic, the boat sort of coming from Russia originally, it's not anymore. So let's make that crystal
no,
clear. It must have been overwhelming for you girls to have all these like, we want to do this and let's raise money and let's save goddamn lives and we've got people on board and you raised a shit ton of money, but then you've also dealt with the pandemic and then the Russian war. It hasn't been easy for you girls, has it?
no, not at all.
So
So it's,
what did you do? How did you start? How did you start raising the money? Because listen, $180,000 over less than 2 years, I believe, is nothing to shake your head at. Like that's a
well,
serious
that was
amount of
even
do
like
re mi.
so the actual fundraising part has only just been over a year. So we've
Okay.
raised 180,000 just over a year.
Wow.
And what we did is we taught ourselves how to screen print and started making apparel
Yeah.
Nice.
and started hustling
Everybody
that
loves some
apparel at
swag and
festivals.
apparel, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, so we started doing apparel. We reached out for sponsorships. So we created, we have a committee, Sue, Bree, Sarah, uh, an arena. So we started a presentation where we were doing a visual presentation with awareness and putting out like a sponsorship platform. So we've been in front of a bunch of different businesses and asking for funds that way.
Yeah. Listen, girls, what
That
you've been up
is,
to already, and this isn't the exact boat, but this is what the type of boat you're looking for can do. It can tear through ice and water and everything, and it can go out and save so many lives. You've met a bunch of amazing people along the way who've been really supportive and stuff, and the relationships you've made must be pretty awesome. I've got to ask though, are you getting any support from the government or the local mayors around the towns of surrounding area of Georgian Bay where you guys are going to help people? Have they been involved, or where are we at with that? You laugh.
um,
So probably not so fucking good, which I'm not surprised about. Or am I did I speak too soon?
So like we had to go through, we did a whole delegation with Tay Township to get their approval to fundraise for it because they would have to own it and maintain it once it's purchased. There has been mention of monetary, once there isn't a dollar amount yet, but we are hopeful that, the townships will come together and put forth some proceeds.
Listen, I
everybody's
can't.
been,
So
it,
you're telling me out of the $180,000 you've raised already, not one township or not one MPP in the area of Midland and the surrounding areas hasn't stepped forward to help you guys out, or what?
That's correct. The local clubs, the funds that we've raised, the local Lions clubs, the local legions, Take Canada Day, the Rotary Club, those are the clubs that have supported us, and we are so grateful. They've been our top supporters.
Well,
one of our,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Christina.
I was going to say what one of our struggles was too is when going through COVID and businesses and corporate businesses,
Yeah,
it's been a struggle for them even just to start up and surviving too. So, we also understand that as well when it comes to asking for them for sponsorship. So we're hoping that this year, as the world is moving forward and we're all growing and succeeding, and that
for sure.
when we come a knocking, hopefully.
Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
I posted the link. It's there. It's www.sgbairboatrescue.com, or you can go to sgbairboatrescue@gmail.com, and everybody can donate. Like I said, you're already at $180,000, but listen, we need $350,000, I believe is what you said, to get this boat operational and help save lives, right, Sharelle?
That's correct. Yep, we've come a long way, but we got a ways to go. We need to partner
Yeah,
together
for
and
sure.
get this
Listen,
boat.
everybody out there, put the fucking Big Macs down. You don't need 2 Big Macs. You don't need extra large fries. You don't need the extra diet large Coke. You don't need the Timbits in the extra large mocha cappuccino bullshit from Starbucks. Put $5, $10, any piece of any money will help, right? To get you guys to your
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And any
Yeah.
$50 donation too, we can write a tax receipt as well.
yeah.
Right. And not only
$50 or
that, but
greater.
and then what's the big if you're a big shot and you want to if you have a business and maybe you want you want your name or logo on the boat, that's $1,000 if I'm correct, right?
Yep, $1,000 or more, and we'll get your logo on the boat.
Yeah, a
Hell
thousand
yeah.
dollars gets you a smaller logo, 5,000 gets you a bigger presence on the boat.
Awesome. Well,
Yep.
listen, you girls you're absolutely amazing. I really see big things coming for you both. Not even after you've already conquered this airboat rescue initiative. I see a corporation coming for the two of you where you're going to just sky's the limit and you're going to raise money and help so many other people besides people on Georgian Bay. And listen, there's a ton of great people on Georgian Bay and it's a beautiful place to be in the summer, the winter. the boats, the snowmobiles, and it's a huge conglomeration. So anybody up in that area, and I know we got a lot of listen, I lived up in that area for 25 plus years, and you all have been doing a great job. I encourage everybody, and I know it's tough times with the COVID and this and that, but anybody, $5, $10, 50 if you're feeling super generous, gets you a tax write-off. Listen, folks, it's a tax write-off. Why not? And then $1,000 gets you the thing on the boat. And God damn it, too, you guys really, and we all, not just you two, but I think even myself and anybody in the Georgian Bay area needs to step up and write a goddamn letter or call or text and just bombard the local MPPs and the mayors of each town and get them to step up and see what you two are really up to. Because listen, there is too many senseless tragedies on that goddamn amazing body of water, be it winter or summer, and enough's enough, right, girls?
Well, and it's too, even doing medical calls, like God forbid, your grandfather's at his cottage in the summertime out on the island and he needs help, this will be a resource for them to be able to get help.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, the both links are down below. I am so proud of the both of you. You have to be proud of yourselves as well, because you really have come a long way. It started as a senseless tragedy for you, Sharelle, especially. And I know, Christina, you were on site and didn't even know the people, but it turns out Sharelle knew them and she was close with them. And it's a senseless tragedy that happened. And if we have this proper rescue boat in place, like one of these bad boys right here, look at this thing. It could just do goddamn anything. And Georgian Bay needs one of these. And I can't believe the amount of people in Georgian Bay area who have a plethora of do-re-mi. I hate to, I'm just saying the truth. Let's step up and let's get to the $350,000 mark and let's get this boat on the water sooner than later, right?
Yes. Like Greg said.
Oh, yeah.
You tell them. You tell them all.
Gregory Scott and everybody listening, I want you to pull your goddamn money out of your wallet and get some donations to these lovely girls. There, you heard it from Sarge yourself. And listen, I can't thank you both enough for joining me tonight. I really love what you're up to, and I am really excited to help you guys reach your goal. I will continue to promote this. Listen, everybody, the links are there. We'll continue to post it. We'll share it. You can find it here. Go to www.sgbairboatrescue.com or sgb.airboatrescue@gmail.com. Put the fucking Taco Bell down for a second, please, and just donate a couple bucks. Every little penny helps, right, folks?
We're also doing a huge campaign in June. So
awesome. Follow our page.
Yeah, for sure. Check them out. The website's there. The Gmail's there. Donate, support, do what you can. Listen, girls, I got to move on. I love you to death. I'm so proud of the both of you for what you've done and how far you've come. Listen, I don't know another person on this planet personally in my life that has raised $180,000 effing dollars. I was going to say fucking, but I think Sarge is watching. Sorry, Mom. But good on you both, and you should really be proud of what you're doing, girls, and go get them, because sky's the limit.
Thanks for having us, Greg.
Yeah, you bet. Sharelle McArthur, it's Christina Woods Horton. See, I got it right this time. Girls, I love you, and I'm super proud of what you've been doing. Please don't stop. And for God's sakes, folks, go and support them, please. The things are there. Go support them and love you. Adios. Bye. All right. That's it. That's all. Love those guys. Listen, well, let's get right to it. We're running out of time here. I got to bring my boy on. Next, we got my guy, Paul Sexsmith, who I've had the pleasure of meeting here in Nicaragua last year, and he's all ready and set to go. How the hell are you, buddy? It's nice to see you. We got the same thing going on here. Bro, I can't hear you for a sec.
That's why. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, because I muted myself when I was watching.
Yeah. And I really appreciate your patience and hanging in the background.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
So I've never even listened to a podcast.
Yeah, you were telling me that today during our pre-interview and stuff. So you've never ever listened to one podcast, which I find fascinating in the year 2023. But listen, to each their own. You're a busy fella. You know, you got a girlfriend, you got a son, you got a band that you've been with for 21 goddamn years. Let's
You've
jump
been
right
well
into
prepped.
it. So what's that?
You've been well prepped.
I have been, and I do my research, mister. Listen, you're the lead singer of a Tragically Hip cover band called the Hip Replacements out of Kelowna, BC. And you guys have you've been around a long time. 21 years is nothing to shake a stick at, pal. How's it been being a lead singer for a Tragically Hip cover band?
Well, you know, when I first started singing, people just kept saying, you know, would say like, do more hip songs, do more hip songs. So right at that time, it was like 21 years ago. And there was, you know, your Shania Twain and your, you know, Tina Turner tributes and like a whole Rod Stewart tributes and Neil Diamond tributes. Yeah. Learned 13 songs and then we started getting calls for gigs. So we learned another 20 songs or whatever. And now we're up to about 40 songs and it's life to hang out with my buddies to travel around and play tunes, and especially these tunes. I love these tunes, and I know you do too. Show us your tattoo. I love it, man. I love it, man.
Number one. Well, I'm not the number one hip fan. I know I've seen them 49 times, which is no secret. There's people out there that have seen them over 100. So I'm certainly not numero uno, and I've never said I was. But listen, 21
It's not a competition, is it?
No, it's not a competition. And that's what the Hip wouldn't want it to be that either. They just wanted people to come out and see their shows. And the best part about it was that they never played the same show twice. And that was the best part about going to see Gord. So I got to ask, before the Tragically Hip band, and you must have been playing in a band as a lead singer and stuff. What happened? Why 21 years ago to transition you from a cover band, or maybe you had originals, to just to make the decision to go, let's be a hip cover band?
Okay, I'll tell you what, when I was growing up, I was a lyrics guy. I like the words. Never was a Led Zeppelin guy or an AC/DC guy or
I can agree with AC. Well, I still love AC/DC, but not as much as like the Hip or Zeppelin. But
no, I like to sing, and I just couldn't sing like that. So I was like your John Cougar kind of guy, that kind of thing when I was a kid. And then when I was like about 20 years old or so, I got a cassette tape stuck in my Dodge Aspen, and it wouldn't come out. And it had Up to Here on one side, and it had Pursuit of Happiness, Love Junk on the other side. So I couldn't get the tape out. So I listened to it all summer long, Up to Here and Love Junk, all like back and like over and over again. And honestly, it's just a love for the music. Like I think that everybody listens to Tragically Hip, when you listen to songs like Twist My Arm, like kind of everybody, without studying Gord's moves, everybody kind of dances like Gord, don't they? It's that whole rhythm section, man.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. No,
So
it's great.
listen, was it a hard sell to the rest of the band to go, boys, why don't we fucking shove aside what we're up to and let's just strictly go hip cover band?
Oh, dude, in those days, nobody like we weren't a real band.
Okay.
Like we were just fucking around. Oh yeah, I heard you say. Oh, by the way, what accent are you doing when you do your mom? Is it Scottish? Is it British? Is it Australian?
She's British. You have to ask that. It's British. I can't do a Scottish accent. God,
well,
Paul Sexsmith, what the hell do you mean? If you ever call me Scottish again, I'll come over there and slap that fucking hat right off your head.
Oh my God!
No, Sarge wouldn't say effing.
You're like a terrifying half-drunk Aussie Mary Poppins.
Listen, I'm just doing my best on the fly here to make fun of me mom. It's the favorite thing I ever do on this show.
So. God forgive it that I would make fun of the Sarge. You're scaring me already. Don't say that.
So it must have taken off pretty quickly because you've been around 21 years now with this cover band. And I know you've had a few different characters along the way joining you, but the crew you've got with you now, you've been together quite a while. Yeah, doing this?
You know, and last year in 32 weeks, we did 46 gigs.
Come on, bro.
And we're in Western Canada, not where you guys are from, where we could hit a bunch of cities all in like, it's like Europe.
Yeah. So you're
where
from?
you guys are from. So we went to the island a couple. You know, we got into Alberta a few times. You know, it's the only way to really get tight. It's not about practicing because you got to play the games, right? So when you're doing 5 nights in a row, you got to really watch your voice. You got to really watch when you're loading in and out. These guys got to watch their fingers, and then when we get up on stage, that's the easy part, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, check this out. This in Ontario, I'm sure you do.
Listen, I'm not a beer drinker anymore. I'm strictly a wine guy, and I'm not even any alcohol sort of guy right now. I've been laying low. A couple seltzers down here and some Nicaraguan rum because it's the best rum in the world. But
that rum's dangerous, man.
Oh, it is. Listen, we met here. You've been coming down here for a few years now. I don't know, how long have you been coming here actually to Nicaragua?
What was the bar called before the Hip?
It was called Parlor, which is the bar I managed.
That's when I met you. I brought you a hip replacement shirt.
Okay, that's right too. And
I remember somebody said there's a dude down at this bar that's got Tragically Hip lyrics tattooed on his arms.
Yeah.
And I came
that's
down
right. That's exactly when we met. 2019. Yeah. I remember it vividly now.
And then we had COVID.
Amazing.
Then we had COVID. Then I was back when they opened the Hip, and you sang with me there.
That's right.
And then I was back on the first anniversary. We missed each other then. Yeah, we missed each other at the first anniversary.
Listen, I'm sorry I missed you this year. You were in and out pretty quickly, and I was late getting to the show due to
I'm real sorry to hear about
Barbados rum is better, says Stone. I have to disagree with this guy because, listen, I haven't been to Barbados, but Nicaraguan rum is probably Florida Cana. That business has to be, it's the number one rum. And so I won't fight Stoney on that because he's way bigger than me, but I'll definitely argue with him till the cows come home. Nicaraguan rum is the tits.
I thought you were talking to me.
I am talking to you, but I'm yelling at the guy that our fans are watching the show.
I'm like, I've never been to Barbados.
Listen, I gotta ask, what's it like getting up on stage? And you have done a plethora of shows, and you will continue to. Do you get into some sort of trance with, like, I know, like, we're gonna play a video in a minute. It's a montage of you guys on stage and stuff. But what is it like? Is there a transformation? Do you? Like, it's like me on the show. I'm super calm and chill before I get on here. But when I hit go, it's go time, and I'm shot out of a cannon. Is it like that for you on stage, and you just sort of transform into Gord, and his mannerisms just come to you? His voice comes to you? How does that work, Paul?
Well, I'm a bit of a bitch before the show. I'm a little grouchy.
Oh, dear. My
girlfriend and everybody that I know will attest to that a little bit grouchy. But then when you get up on stage, you know what it's like, man? Dance floor and you're dancing around and everybody thinks you're really not many people do. So it's kind of like you get to dance however you want, and you just scream and yell at people, and it comes out the right way. And I mean, I'm pretty lucky, but the band is the thing. Like, everybody listens for the singer and stuff, but if the band isn't on, then nobody sounds right. Like you can get the words right, but so really, like I said earlier, I think when the Tragically Hip songs come on, like whether it's New Orleans is Sinking or whatever else, Arm or something like that, everybody kind of has the same groove. Everybody follows the same moves, you know?
Yeah. Listen, let's have a little peek at.
I thought it was me.
Yeah. And I've loved seeing you perform down here. I haven't seen you perform live back home, but let's get a little taste of what you guys are up to back in BC, and you dip down in the States and stuff. I find this pretty fascinating, and I love it. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Hip Replacements all the way from Kelowna, BC. Come on, it's a killer. Slow at your leisure. All the desperate times call for desperate measures. And we get so sticky down there. Everybody can figure out that it's the start of another new year. You better call this figure out. 250 for
I love it, man. I really do. I'm so fascinated by that. How long did you sit there and practice day after day or watch YouTube videos to get Gord's mannerisms down and stuff like that? Because that jump you did in that one thing, that was perfect a la Gord. Like, I have to say.
Well, man.
Do you jump around in the bathroom and is there mirrors
That's
involved?
it.
I mean,
I'm
like what setup?
I'm just wondering if you're picturing me cleathed or not.
Listen, let's not get perverted here, mister. You're fully clothed. Yeah,
no. Earlier with the cleanse and stuff, and I'm like, that's what podcasts are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
hey.
podcasts are way better than radio because you can just say whatever the hell you want. And
hey, Bondzee,
the only person that gets mad at me is my mom.
Honest to God, truth.
Upset.
Honest to God, truth is I'm an easy for a day for like years. This is the trick. Get non-spillable stuff and surround yourself with them. Put them in your car, by your bed. Just make sure they're everywhere. And like, if there's anything that healthy that I do, it's I drink a ton of water. So that's the trick. Don't have those big, huge, crazy, like, don't drink it like you got to take them with you everywhere you go. It drives my friends crazy.
Listen, good for you. Listen, we've talked a bunch. You're going to play a couple tunes for us tonight. Let's get the first one underway. I am making an exception to my rule of 1 hour shows tonight, simply because, listen, when you're you have two girls on that are out and raised $180,000 on their own and are saving lives, and then I got a badass fella like you who's an amazing hip front cover man of my best favorite band ever.
That's awesome, dude.
We're gonna have a little extra extended show tonight, so let's get the first song underway. What are you gonna play for us on Trippin With Bondzee live on YouTube and your first podcast ever?
I'll tell you what, Bondzee. How about this? I'm not really that interesting to talk to, so like I'll play the two tunes and I'll try to get you within your 1 hour type of thing. If you got a couple questions, that's cool, but you pretty much covered your prep material.
We are 3 minutes away from being an hour. So
all right, well, let's do two tunes and right back to back.
I got a couple more questions for you. Let's do a tune and we'll go from there. This is my show, not yours, mister. I'm in charge, not you.
All right. I'm bossy that way.
Here we go. It's Paul Sexsmith, lead singer for the cover band, The Hip Replacements from Kelowna, BC. I'm
not the guitar player.
Well, I know you're not, but you are a lead singer and hip front cover man. Let's go.
It gets so sticky down here. Better buddy your cute finger up. It's the start of another new year. Better call the newspaper up. $2.50 for a highball and $1.50 for a beer. Happy hour, happy hour, happy hour is here. The long days of Shockley are gone, so is football Kennedy style. Famous last was taken all wrong, wound up on the very same pile. $2.50 for a highball and $1.50 for a beer. Happy hour, happy hour, happy hour is here. I could cry big and whine to every rebel I find, just to give me a line I could use to describe it. Say, baby, eat this chicken slow. It's full of all them little bones. Baby, eat this chicken slow. It's full of all them little bones. Some regal and decadent here. Coffin cheaters dance on their graves. Musical, it's delicate fear is the only thing that don't change. $2.50 for an eyeball and $1.50 for an ear. Happy hour, happy hour, happy hour is here. Happy crab, pagan wine, cherry rebel I find, just to give me a line I could use to describe it. Say, baby, eat this chicken slow. It's full of all them little bones. Baby, eat this chicken slow. It's full of all them little bones. Yeah. Yeah, well, nothing's dead down here. It's just a little tired. Nothing is dead down here. It's just a little tired. Yeah, well, nothing's dead down here. It's just a little tired. Nothing is dead down here. It's just a little tired. Oh, baby, eat this chicken slow. It's full of all them little bones. Baby, eat this chicken slow. It's full of all them little bones. Little bones. Full of all them little bones.
Little Bones, one of my favorite songs. I got a true story right here. When I was in a band in high school, we were going to perform that song live for the first time. It had just come out. We were all huge Hip fans. And about 4 days before the performance that we were supposed to do, I got kicked out of the band. True story. I practiced that fucking song day and night. I was not gonna forget a word.
What
had all
did
my
you play in
moves
the
down,
band?
and then the
What-
son of
what
a
did
bitch
you
just
play in
kicked
the
me out of
band?
because I used to get too drunk before the shows. Because listen, I had a bit of stage fright. I had to get some liquid courage into me, and
What
they
was
were
your
all
role in the
a little
band?
younger
What was
than
your
me.
role
I
in the
was
band?
the grade 12 guy, and they got upset with me because they couldn't drink and I could, and fuck them. Anyways,
You only thought
dude,
you
that was
could.
absolutely amazing. I gotta ask, Paul. As a band, you guys have been together quite a while now. Do you still get together and practice once, twice a week to
No.
keep tight, or
No.
is it you play so
No.
many live shows you don't even need to?
No, we don't really have any interest in hanging out together. 4 or 5 days on the road is enough. No, we're all
Yeah.
good friends, but honestly, when you do that many shows, like we played on Saturday night and I missed the first chorus to A Head by a Century. I've done that song
Okay.
like probably live. I've probably done it 700 or 800 times. So another couple practices isn't going to stop me from doing that. It's just a mind
Listen,
game.
that's a la Gord. Gord played the songs a trillion times and he still fucked up from time to time because he was still so fucked up sometimes. But
Well,
it doesn't
Gord liked
matter.
his mushrooms. like report has it that Gordon did, and I've been there when I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
So I gotta ask.
He never really seemed drunk.
No, he didn't seem drunk. He was
He
just in his
seemed
own Gord
Yippee.
world.
It's just like sometimes I think he anyway.
Yeah. I got to ask, though, when you started out as a Tragically Hip cover band back in 2003, which was 21 years ago, I hate to date ourselves, but was it tough to get gigs? Like, did bar owners go, really, boy?
Was that 2003?
Yeah, that's 21
It was like
years ago.
21 years ago. It should be
right?
like 1985.
But
I want to just tell you a quick story. So I met Gord once, or I met Gord twice.
Okay.
And the radio station here wanted to take me to a meet and greet. So all the guys came through, and Bobby Baker, he's chatty Cathy. So
He
Gord
likes to
Sinclair
talk.
was behind him, and the lineup was starting to. Because I said, "Oh, I'm in a hip band called the Hip Replacements." He's like, "Oh yeah, man, we YouTubed you before we came because radio station let us know." He's like, "We're in Chicago one time, and the band's kind of backing up." Like, and I'm like, nice talking to you, but we're in Chicago one time, and this, and we can hear this lady yelling. it's the hip, it's the hip, it's the hip. And we're like, holy shit, we made it. And it was this little old lady going through security, but she had like a hip replacement. And it made the thing go off. But they were all really good guys, man. And Gord was really nice. He really had a really calming sense about him, right? Like he was just like, hey,
Sure
and he's super tall, man.
Yeah,
he's got to be 6'4",
I was
6'5".
shocked when I first met him. I had to look up like this, and he's like, how's my nose? And I could see right up his goddamn nostrils. And I was like,
Well,
Gordy, you just fine, bro.
There's people that are tall, and then there's tall guys. He's a tall guy.
Yeah.
But he did have a bodyguard with him, and it sort of made me feel like it ain't easy being Gord Downey. Like Gord Downey is pretty much our Bob Dylan, you know what I mean? Like Gord, it's got to be something else, man.
So did bar owners make you audition back in the day just to see how good you were and if you could hold?
No.
Because the Hip were still reveling back when you started. With the
hip replacements band.
Yeah.
No.
Did guys make you audition or no?
We didn't charge enough in those days to have to audition.
All right, perfect. So leads into my next question, Paul. I got to ask. Since and I hate to,
it's all right. Since he died, has the band been more popular?
Since he died, has your price gone up? And not only that, and you could tell me to fuck off, and it's none of my business. But
I can tell you to fuck off for really no reason.
Have you felt a different sense from the crowd from before playing when Gordy was alive to now Gordy and the Hip are no longer together and Gordy's gone? Is there a different vibe in the crowd, and do you sense it, or how does that is that a thing?
Well, just to answer your question, okay. So, firstly, I was at the last show in Kingston, right up near the front, and I saw 3 shows on that tour. And I came home, and I really had a newfound appreciation for doing a better job. We need to do a better job.
Yeah.
Not that we're doing a bad job, but it was like, this is becoming important what we're doing. So we didn't start charging more at the very beginning, but as we got better, where we were selling shows out, where people were leaving the show and going, holy shit, and then selling and buying tickets. Then as the demand increased, then our price did go up. But it also came with a lot better light show, a lot better cost, like a lot better, like more attention to detail with the dress, like that you see want to do right by these guys all of a sudden, and
for sure,
it's not like we didn't want to before, but we took ourselves a lot more seriously. So we put a lot of money into the light show, into the production. And as far as people in the crowd, absolutely, since Gord's passing, almost every night, like seriously, man, you know me, I cry almost every night, but you see people crying in the crowd, and there's a lot more people yelling, courage, or a lot more people crying and dancing and sobbing and coming up to us and saying, man, you guys are really doing a good job. And I'm not trying to toot our own horn. I'm just saying, like, everybody's got a story. My dad took me to my first Hip show, and now he's passed away, or something. Like, everybody's got a real, like, there's not a lot of superficial memories of the Tragically Hip for people that are diehards. It always has a real connection to a part of their lives, or a memory that they have, or a stage in their lives that they were going through. So absolutely. I mean, every member in the band goes through the whole thing every single night.
Yeah.
We all have close ties to the Tragically Hip, as far as what stage were we in life when Little Bones came out, or when Fully Completely came out, or when Head by Century came out, or whatever. So
that's the coolest thing about the Hip, Paul, is that everybody, whether you're in a band that covers the Tragically Hip, or you're just a fan, whether you've seen them 0 times or 100+ times, everybody's got a story about the Tragically Hip, and that's what.
Oh, and I've heard a lot of them, bud. I've heard a lot of them.
Yeah, and me too, as a guy that's got a hip tattoo. Listen, everywhere I go around the world, I always run into a Canadian that always brings it up, and it's pretty special. And that's how special that band was. So, man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous of you that you get to go up on stage and sort of replicate Gord and sing his songs, because I'm the best Gord singer in the shower and in my car ever.
You're always welcome on
but
stage
you
with
get
me,
to
buddy.
do it for real.
You're always welcome on stage with me, buddy.
Dude, and we have done a couple songs together in Nicaragua last year, but it was just you. But listen, I honestly, this is a true story. I hope to make it out there this summer and see you guys somewhere in BC, maybe wherever you go, Berta or the US, because I know you've been all over. It would be really special to come up on stage and sing a hip song.
Hey man, if you're ever in Kelowna, I hope I don't have to say my door is always open for you, bro.
Yeah, I know that, and I really appreciate it. Listen, I also appreciate you taking the time to join me tonight.
Anytime.
This has been pretty special. And Gregory, your biggest fan here and our biggest fan on both sides. He says, Dean and Eli said, hi, Paul, we miss you. So, and I know that means a lot to you. I am really sorry I missed you here this time, but it was because of unfortunate circumstances. Listen, before you play one more song, I got to ask, what's coming up this summer for the band, the Hip Replacements? You guys just played a wicked show the other night at Apex Ski Resort in Penticton. What do we got going on for the rest of the 2023?
Oh, we got all the social media stuff going on. If you're in Western Canada, we're going to get somewhere near you at some point. We're more of a, I think our following is more a Facebook thing than a Instagram, but we try our best to put all that kind of
there's the Facebook thing there. You got 3.1K followers, not a big deal. We're
heading at the end of the month. We're going Kamloops, Jasper, Rocky Mountain House for 2 nights.
That's a pretty good loop in itself, isn't it?
And then around at the end of April, we're going to the Kootenays and to Whitefish, Montana. We're all over the place, man.
Wow.
We're trying to string together longer shows and not leaving our homes so much, leaving our loved ones, right? It sucks.
For sure. I get it. Listen, let's do one more song before we get out of here, and we'll say goodbye, and I'll pump you up, and we'll talk about what's coming up for the band. Let's go. What do you got?
Right on, brother. Anytime, man. Anytime you want me, anytime you have me, I'll always be your backup default time filler.
You bet. Thank you, man. It's Paul Sexsmith. He's the lead singer of the Hip Replacements. Kelowna, BC. That's where you can find him all over BC and stuff. But he's going to do a live song, second live song, his second live song ever on a podcast ever. Let's go. What do we got?
This is my first time listening to a podcast. Sundown in the terrace of the prairie. We kings of all treasures vary, and all you hear are the rusty breezes pushing around the weather vane Jesus. A Zippo lighter sees the killer's face. Or maybe it's someone standing in a killer's place. 20 years for nothing, well, that's nothing new. Besides, no one's interested in something you didn't do. We kings and pretty things. Let's just see what tomorrow brings. Late breaks of dreams where the high schools didn't start. It's a museum and we're all locked up in it after dark. Walls aligned, all yellow, gray, and sinister, hung with pictures of our parents' prime ministers. We kings and pretty things. Let's just see what tomorrow brings. Late breaking story on the CBC. A nation whispers, we always knew that he'd go free. And the end, you can't be fond of living in the past. 'Cause if you are, then there's no way that you're gonna last. We kings and pretty things. Let's just see what tomorrow brings. We kings and pretty things. Oh, that's what tomorrow brings. This is the best angle,
Yeah, my
isn't it?
guy.
That's
Way
not the
to
best
go.
angle, is it?
Ah,
Next time
It
I'll
is what
watch
it
my
is.
thing.
It's the ending tonight on Trippin With Bondzee, Bondzee Live on YouTube. It's Paul Sexsmith, lead singer of the band The Hip Replacements, Kelowna, BC. If you're anywhere in the area over this summer, go check them out, folks. It's amazing. Listen, what do we got coming up this summer for the band? Are we on the road, or what's happening?
Yeah, you know, we're pretty much booked July and August and filling up for June, and you know, September and October and stuff will look after itself. But we'll be, if you're in BC, we'll be around. Like, we'll be all through the Kootenays in northern BC and the island and all that stuff, and into Alberta and stuff. So just get on the Facebook stuff. We'll keep you updated.
Hell yeah. And we were pumping the Facebook page there. It's right there. Go check them out, folks. It's the Hip Replacements. It's Paul Sexsmith. Listen, man, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join me, being patient in the
Anytime, buddy.
background. And this was awesome to have you play a couple tunes. I know Gregory Dean here is creaming in his pants right now. His two favorite fellas in the whole world on the show together. So
I love you, Gregory.
It's pretty special to have you. If I don't catch up with you this summer, I look forward to seeing you here in the winter in Nicaragua next year. But listen, I wish you and the band all the best. Folks, make sure you go check them out. It's Paul Sexsmith, the Hip Replacements. They're on, you're on YouTube too. You're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Check them out.
Stuff I don't even know. All right, brother.
Listen, man, thanks so much for joining me.
You
take
keep
care.
your head
Have a great
covered.
night.
Bald guys like you.
Bald guys, look at
they
this.
can't risk getting them burned, right? Like your mom says, like the Sarge says.
I know Sarge would be upset with me because I got a true story. I'll tell you right now, real quick, before we get out of here. I was sitting under a palapa outside all day today working because I didn't record, but I had a plethora of editing to do. I'm doing this massive book, and it's
You're
a male-female voice, and I'm also the producer of the book. So I have to put the male and the female voice together. So I thought, well, why would I sit in this dark, dingy room all day when I could sit outside under a nice palapa and stare at the ocean? Well, it turns out you can get a fucking sunburn under the goddamn palapa in the shade all day.
I can open the curtains and get a sunburn.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but the top of old Bondzarelli's bald head is burnt to a crisp again, and
I can see
Sarge is going to be really upset with me.
If I don't look closely, it kind of looks like you're naked because your shirt is matching your skin there.
Well, listen, I just tried to show off my tan tonight because the peach and the white are the best to show off your tan. And listen, I'm in Nicaragua, and fuck anybody who's up in Canada and suffering through that cold. That's not my jam.
Man,
so,
we were at Apex on Saturday. It was like 8-foot high snowdrifts on either side of the road. I was like, what the hell did I come home for?
Yeah, dude, I'm still trying to figure out why you went home early, but listen, that's on your plate, not mine. But again, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join me. I'm so proud of you. And you've been at this 21 years covering Gord Downey and the Tragically Hip song.
Thank you, man.
What a great way to make a side living. And we won't even talk about your full living where you moonlighted full on porn star. No, I joke.
Well, you know, I'm under a different name on that. Hey, man, but I got to say, not to just back and forth with you, but I'm proud of you too. Good on you. It's nice to see you being so happy and healthy. Look at, man, you got dimples again.
Yeah, listen, I know I lost.
I know, man. I
25
know.
pounds and,
It doesn't go unnoticed. I'm proud of you. You look healthy. You look happy. You have all my condolences with the loss of your friend. But I got to tell you, man, you look great. You love your mom. You're a fucking good friend. You I mean, right from the first day I saw you, I treasure you, buddy. Congratulations.
means the world to me, and I feel the same about you. And thanks again for taking the time.
If you want to have me on again,
words.
I'll open my eyes and I'll play this way or the other way. I have my back to you the whole time. I didn't even know.
I will definitely have you on again, and I wish you all the best and the band the best this summer. Go make some sick side money and have the greatest time doing it, bro. And live through Gord, and we all love it. We will forever love Gord and the Tragically Hip. They will always live on.
All right.
Paul Sexsmith, everybody from the Hip Replacements. Make sure you go check him out. It's been amazing to having him on. What a great show. That's it. That's all. We got to get out of here. Listen, I wanted to play the craziest video. It'll make you throw up. It made me throw up in my mouth. And we'll get to it next time. I'll just tickle you with a feather. Listen, we can't just have fun every single night for hours on end. We got to we'll just share the love. We'll get to it next time. All right, that's it. That's all. It's Bondzee Live, Trippin With Bondzee. I cannot thank my guests enough tonight. It's been amazing. Sharelle and her friend Christina, not Christine, like I said today. I felt so bad about that. But listen, what those two girls are up to is absolutely amazing. Please make sure you go check them out. I mean, the things right here. I'll put it up again real quick. Where we go? Right there. Folks, please go check them out. It's www.sgbairboatrescue.com or sgb.airboatrescue@gmail.com. Share a couple bucks for Christ's sakes, will you? These girls have raised $180,000 goddamn dollars on their own, selling merch, pimping themselves out, and this and that. And I don't mean in a filthy way. Shut your holy mouth. I didn't mean it like that. Listen, they work super hard. Please, put the Big Macs down for a second. You don't need two. You don't need an extra large mocha, cappuccino, frappa, fucking this, that, maca, whatever from Starbucks. God damn, I hate that place. Spend a couple of bucks, $50 to get you a tax credit from this goddamn cheap-ass government we live in. And speaking of them, they haven't even given those poor girls a cent yet, but they will, because I'm going to get on it. And you should too. All right, that's it. That's all. I also got to thank again Paul Sexsmith for joining us. His band's called the Hip Replacements. Folks, go check them out. Don't even be a shrew. Where they are, right there. There they are. Check them out. Hip Replacements, Kelowna, BC. They're killing it out on the West Coast. They're even down in the down in the States. And listen, we got a great show coming up for you Wednesday. We got my boy Brad Bond. It's his birthday today, 21 years old. And we're going to have him and Trusty Truster. Oh, boy. I can't wait to have these two on. I'm almost regretting having Trusty and my son on at the same time. We're going to talk about Brad's brand new video. It's called Ghost in My Room. Trusty Truster filmed the video in Toronto. It's a banger. We teased it earlier. If you didn't see it, you can go check it out on YouTube now, or you can wait till Wednesday and we'll play the whole thing live. We will. All right. What else? Oh, the show's brought to you by Scramble Golf. These guys right here. Not that one. Scramble Golf. Scramble Clothing as well. Scramble with a K. Check them out. www.scrambleclothing.com. They got amazing women's wear, men's wear, kids wear. It's golf wear. It's surf wear. It's beach wear. It's for everybody. Just go check it out. For Christ's sake, stop yelling at me. All right. That's it. That's all. You can be part of the squad. It's Trippin With Bondzee, live from Nicaragua, San Juan del Sur. God, I love this place. Sad to go home in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. I don't even know when it is. Stop yelling at me again. I love you, and I love you, and you too. That's it. That's all. Gotta go. I'm tired, and we are 24 minutes after my 1 hour set deadline. Okay, bye. Peace.
What was that?
That was very strange.
It was very weird.
Peculiar.
It was kind of amusing.
Yes, it was rather funny.
It was incredibly funny.
I loved it.
Hilarious. Wonderful.